Have you ever wondered if being too good is slowly destroying you? From childhood, you were told that goodness is the highest virtue. Be polite, be selfless, obey, sacrifice. Never think of yourself first. Society applauds the obedient child, the agreeable friend, the accommodating partner. But Schopenhauer, one of philosophy's most brutal voices, saw the hidden cost. To always be good is to lose yourself. Goodness, when demanded endlessly, does not liberate the human spirit. It enslaves it. Schopenhauer believed that morality, when corrupted, becomes a weapon. It teaches you to ignore your own will in order to serve the will of others. The more you suppress your desires, your anger, your instincts, the more invisible you become. The applause you receive for being good hides the truth. You are slowly erasing yourself. How many times have you said yes when you wanted to scream no? How many times have you swallowed anger, forced a smile, or carried someone else's burden because you didn't want to be seen as selfish? You thought you were being kind, but in reality, you were betraying yourself. Schopenhauer warned that morality often disguises weakness. To constantly give in, to always be agreeable, is not strength. It is fear of rejection. The good person may look noble, but inside, they are hollow. And the world senses this. Manipulators, abusers, and parasites are drawn to those who cannot say no. They know your weakness. They know your goodness can be used against you. The result? You become a tool for others, rather than an individual with a will of your own. In trying to be virtuous, you lose authenticity. In trying to please everyone, you lose yourself. What if your idea of goodness is the very thing that's killing your individuality? Why does society praise endless goodness? Because it benefits from your obedience. Schopenhauer believed that morality, as taught by religion, culture, and authority, is less about virtue and more about control. A society of good people is a society of submissive people, individuals who sacrifice their own desires to maintain order, harmony, and the convenience of others. From the moment you are born, you are conditioned to prioritize everyone but yourself. Parents reward obedience, teachers reward conformity, employers reward compliance. The message is clear: be good or be punished. But this goodness comes with a cost. Every time you suppress your will, you weaken it. Every time you deny your own desires to please others, you erase a piece of yourself. And over years, this erasure becomes complete. You no longer know who you are, what you want, or what you believe in. You only know how to be good. How many of your daily actions are truly yours, and how many are performed out of fear of disappointing others? The irony is cruel. Society praises the selfless, the endlessly kind, the ones who never resist. But do they respect them? Rarely. Schopenhauer noted that people respect strength, not servitude. They admire authenticity, not endless agreement. The too good person is liked, yes, but they are also used, ignored, and forgotten. This is the trap of toxic goodness. It feels virtuous, but it is a mask, one that hides fear, insecurity, and the desperate need to be accepted. And the more you wear this mask, the more distant you become from your true self. The will that Schopenhauer saw as the essence of existence, the force that drives every being to survive, to create, to fight, becomes smothered. Have you noticed how the world treats those who never set boundaries? They are drained, manipulated, and discarded. Because when you give everything in the name of being good, you leave nothing for yourself. And without a self, you cannot truly live. Schopenhauer's dark truth is this: morality, when corrupted into endless self-sacrifice, is not noble. It is self-destruction. When was the last time you said no and truly meant it? For Schopenhauer, life is nothing more than the struggle of wills. Every living being, from the smallest insect to the strongest man, is driven by its will to survive, to assert, to expand. To exist, therefore, is to resist. It is to push back against the forces that would consume you. But what happens when you refuse to resist? When you silence your will in the name of endless goodness? You surrender your very existence. You become a hollow form, a reflection of the desires of others. You appear moral, but in reality, you are erased. Schopenhauer warned that goodness without strength is nothing but weakness in disguise. To constantly please others is not kindness. It is fear. It is the terror of rejection, the dread of conflict, the need to be accepted at any cost. And so you give away your will, piece by piece, until there is nothing left to call your own. Have you ever wondered why people who always say yes are rarely respected? They may be liked, but never admired. Admiration belongs to those who stand firm, who have the courage to draw lines, to resist, to say no. The world does not honor endless compliance. It honors authenticity. This is why no is the most powerful word you can speak. To say no is to reclaim your will. It is to declare that your existence is not for sale, not for manipulation, not for the comfort of others. Each no is a boundary, a wall built to protect the core of who you are. Without it, your will is consumed by the endless demands of the world. Schopenhauer believed that the human tragedy lies in self-betrayal. The good person, the endlessly kind person, thinks they are moral, but in truth, they are weak, and their weakness invites suffering. Predators seek them out. Manipulators exploit them. The strong use them as tools. The world drains them until they vanish, forgotten and discarded. So ask yourself this: are you truly good, or are you simply afraid to resist? The difference defines whether you live as an individual or as an empty shell. Who are you when you stop trying to please everyone? This is the question Schopenhauer forces us to confront. For most people, the answer is terrifying, because they have never lived without the mask of goodness. They have built their lives around obedience, politeness, and self-sacrifice. Without those things, they don't know who they are. And that is the tragedy. A lifetime of being good leaves you a stranger to yourself. Schopenhauer's dark truth is that the first step to freedom is rebellion. Not rebellion against society alone, but rebellion against your own conditioning. You must question the rules you've absorbed since childhood. The demand to always be nice, to never disappoint, to always put others first. These rules were designed to keep you manageable, predictable, safe for others to use. But they were never designed to protect you. Have you ever noticed how quickly people become angry when you set a boundary? That anger reveals the truth. They were never interested in your well-being. They were interested in your compliance. The moment you refuse, they see you not as good, but as selfish, difficult, rebellious. And yet, this is the moment you begin to reclaim yourself. To say no is to declare ownership of your life. To draw boundaries is to carve out space for your individuality. It is not cruelty, it is survival. Without boundaries, you are consumed by the endless demands of others. With boundaries, you become whole again. Schopenhauer insisted that morality must come from strength, not weakness. True kindness, true generosity, true goodness is possible only when you are free. A person who cannot resist is not virtuous, they are enslaved. But a person who is capable of resistance, capable of saying no, and yet chooses to give, this is real strength. So who would you be if you stopped apologizing for existing? Who would you be if you spoke the truth, even when it cost you approval? Who would you be if you lived for yourself first, instead of for everyone else? The answers are frightening, but they are also liberating. Because only then would you begin to discover the self that has been buried beneath years of obedience. Only then would you stop betraying your will in the name of toxic goodness. Only then would you be free. And if these words resonate with you, if you feel the weight of false goodness pressing down on your soul, then this is your moment to act. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and continue this journey into the brutal truths most people will never dare to face. Are you truly good, or have you simply been too afraid to resist? This is the brutal question Schopenhauer leaves us with. Society will always praise the endlessly kind, the polite, the obedient. But beneath the applause, there is no respect. There is only exploitation. The good person, who never says no, who never resists, is admired in words, but consumed in deeds. Their life becomes a resource for others, and in the end, they vanish without ever having lived for themselves. To always be good is to slowly erase yourself. To sacrifice your will for the comfort of others is not noble, it is self-betrayal. And the tragedy is that most people will never realize this until it is too late. They will die believing they were virtuous, when in truth, they were only afraid. But you have a choice. You can continue to wear the mask of endless kindness, or you can reclaim your will. You can stop apologizing for your existence. You can stop saying yes when every part of you wants to say no. You can resist, and in that resistance, you will find your true strength. So ask yourself, who are you when the applause ends? Who are you when you stop living for others? And how much longer will you betray yourself in the name of being good? This is not a call to cruelty. It is a call to authenticity, to live truthfully, even if it means being called selfish, to give from strength, not weakness, to be kind because you choose to be, not because you are afraid not to. That is the difference between a life of slavery and a life of freedom. If these words cut into you, if they force you to see the hidden cost of your goodness, then don't let them pass in silence. Act. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and join me in uncovering more of philosophy's darkest truths. And here's the bridge. Schopenhauer revealed that toxic goodness can erase your individuality. But Eva Illouz warns of another illusion just as destructive, the illusion of love. In the next video, we will uncover why so many people are not truly in love, but enslaved by emotional dependency. You'll see how what we call love often hides addiction, and how this addiction silently destroys the self.